And the best part about it is watching the fish go back. Well, good evening and welcome back to another fishing adventure. It's a beautiful evening. There's a little bit of drizzle in the air, but it's my favourite time of the year when it comes to tides and moon phase. Now, it's not my favourite time for quantity, but it's my favourite time for quality. And usually over the seasons and over the years, I have caught quality fish at this time of the year, especially on this moon phase. I've decided to come out tonight. It's an absolutely flat, calm night. There's a little bit of drizzle right now, but I reckon give it an hour or so, I'll be able to take the jacket off and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Now, Alex, my mate, is here somewhere right now. He's probably a bit further down on the reef. We are fishing a shingle beach, as you can hear. The wave is breaking onto the shingle, but we're going to follow it out over a reef, fishing over a big weed bed, japweed, bubbly, vracky kind of stuff. And we are going to be targeting bass. The plan is to nail some big bass. Fingers crossed we can do it. Let's go fishing. Right, I'm just making my way down this beach. As you can see, there's a little bit of weed about, but you know, it's not too bad. Usually after a big blow, which we've had quite recently, you do get a bit of vrack like this washed up on the beach, just where it's broken off and just been washed up. But not to bother me. If it really gets to it, I'll just use a weedless lure. But to start off with, I am going to use a 20-gram YKR in green. That's my go-to lure. So before I get into it, this is what I'm using. 4000 Shimano NASCI, become a real favourite of mine over the last couple of seasons. TENYRU, 8 to 35 grams, 79 injection. One of the best rods out there in my opinion. Very expensive, but I tell you what, this thing is a horse and it's caught me some serious amounts of fish. Business end, this is a 20-gram green YKR Happy Eel. One of my favourites. It's been hands down the best lure in my box for the last few seasons. I've caught so many fish on it. It's an absolute stud, an absolute killer of a lure. There's lots of lures out there that are shaped like this. You know, you could probably go and get a Sandy Andy, which I do use as well, a Savage Gear Sand Eel, but my preference for my kind of fishing in this kind of area is this, 20 gram. When it gets a little bit shallower, I've got a 15 gram. That is in the brown fantasy colour, same lure. I've got them in purple, I've got them in white, I've got them in green, I've got them in other colours. It really depends on what the fish are taking, but I prefer on these really dark nights, a really dark coloured lure, green or purple. Hands down favourites. Caught me so many fish this year, the purple especially. So, let's get into it. Just so you know, I will not be filming in the dark. I'll do a little bit to show you what I'm doing, but I like to keep my head torch off. Pitch black. More than likely the fish are going to be very close. Right, before I get into it, I'm right at the water's edge here. I hate fishing with my light on, but I'm just going to show you quickly how I'm doing this. Out in front of me, it drops off quite deep, 10 foot, probably in about 30-40 yards of cast, so it's a nice big cast. Bang it out. Like so. And then I'm just keeping my rod tip nice and high. Just get it over the weeds, there you go, over the weeds. And just rod tip nice and high. Just straight winding it. The YKR Sand Eel would do all of the work. Totally all of the work. The vibration of the tail. And the fish are usually in the weed and they'll just pounce out. Right, just before I go over to Alex, I just want to give you a quick look at the type of ground that we are fishing at in this area. I'm not too close to the kind of game area, but as you can see here, loads of sunken vrack, putting in mind that actually out there the water is going to be well above this, and we're going to be fishing above all of this kind of stuff. And in this particular area, this is where the bass sit in. The tide's moving out, all the crustaceans, the shrimps, especially the prawns at this time of the year, the gobies, the grottos, etc, 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 are in these areas. They're taking cover. And what the bass are doing when the tide's moving out really quick out on the edges, they're waiting for anything to be pushed out when it starts to get too shallow. My YKR sand eel swimming out, bang. Alex is a little bit further round over there somewhere, so what I'm going to do is make my way round. I'm going to be dead quiet in the zone that I like to fish, and fingers crossed we can get into some fish. And if we do get into something, I will bring you guys to it and show you what we've got. Fingers crossed that this tide brings the fish, because I'm pretty sure it will. Well, just so you can see, this is what it actually looks like when I'm going to be fishing. So if I just chuck my lure out now, we are in absolute pitch black. This is why I like this time of the year. This particular moon phase is called the waxing crescent. Really, really dark. Even when the clouds are gone, it's pitch black. And I find that these bass are moving in very, very close proximity. Hopefully there's going to be some fish in. I've just spotted Alex a little bit further down the reef. Give him a quick call and we'll meet up and we'll go from there. Fish on, yeah. Oh man, got a nice fish. I've got a nice fish. A nice one. Yes! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Yes! Oh, that's a lovely fish. Well, this is what we came for tonight. Waxing crescent always provides the goods. This fish just really subtly hit me and then just motored off in the tide. That's a fucking peach, man. Is it all on camera, yeah? Yeah, mate. That's a nice fish, eh? First fish of the evening. We're just following the tide down and I'm still on a 20 gram. It's still getting a little bit low. My lure was actually just flicking off the top of the weed and I was just about 20 yards away from me, just come out of the kelp bed. I just got the really smallest, subtlest tap and then this thing just kicked off. And you know when you've got a nicer fish, Alex lost one last night and it just gave like a slow rumble run. And the best part about it is watching the fish go back. Always good to get a little bit of revival in there. Oh, he just bit my finger. Make sure he's totally ready to go back. As you can see, he's kicking and biting away. We'll let this girl go back. Oh, go, go. Just got hung up over that lip. Oh mate, look at that. Wow, what a session that was. I'm sweating my arse off. I've had to put my jacket on, take my jacket off, put it away, all of that. It's been on and off with rain, but it's quite flat still, quite silent. But what a session. There wasn't a quantity of fish, but I told you as soon as we got to that particular area where I've noted down over the years, the fish usually hold at this time of the year, bang. And what a lovely specimen fish that was. Taking on the YKR again. Absolutely solid fish, and how beautiful was that, just watching it slowly move off into the tide, back into the run, back to harass all the sand eels or whatever it was eating on this particular night. Special moment for me. I've had another nice fish this season, and I'm really grateful for having the opportunities that I get to fish these magical places here in Jersey and, you know, catch fish and put fish like that on the board. Right, we're not ending here. When you get a set of tides like this, you get a moon phase like this, there's always worth going again. So what I'm going to do is pack up now, go home, recharge, go to work in the morning. Tomorrow night we'll be back again and we'll see what we can catch. But tomorrow night the weather is supposed to be absolutely dreadful. Big seas, big waves, but it's not going to deter me from getting back out, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get into another fish, because writing stuff down year after year after year has told me that the fish is going to be good. Let's go. See you tomorrow. All right, let's do this. Day 2. Sorry, the car's an absolute shit piece. TENYRU. Yep. I'm gonna leave my other GoPro here tonight. I think it's pretty hectic out there. Net, bag of lures, bag. Let's get this show on the road. Wow, it's day 2. It's absolutely pumping tonight. You probably can't hear the wind because I've got the protector on the GoPro. Northeasterly wind, it's hectic. Big swell, pushing in onto the reef. I think this could be a short-lived session, but fingers crossed there's going to be some fishing. I'm probably going to be safe. I'm not going to keep the GoPro on me too much, to be honest. I'm probably not even going to put it on. So if I do catch any fish, we'll get into it. As I was saying again, moon phase is top, tide is top, conditions aren't top. But I'm ready. Fingers crossed we can get into some fish. A little bit of drizzle around again, but hey ho. Same tactics as last night. Got the net, definitely. TENYRU, green YKR, which picked up the better fish last night. Let's go fishing. Let's see if we can get another fish on this tide. Or 1 or 2 or 3. Maybe it's a little bit different. Alex isn't with me tonight. He's a little bit busy, so solo. Gonna have to be a little bit more safer. Told the missus where I am. Fingers crossed we can get into another fish. Boom! Pretty wild tonight. Second night out, just come out, just caught the first fish. Too big, man. You can see it's pretty wild. Well, not as big as yesterday's fish, but still a tank. Oh, it's really hard to land a fish in this kind of weather. But these big tides are absolutely perfect. New moon, super dark, super rough. It's the second fish I've had tonight. I'm shaking. Come on, mate, give me a break. Give me a break. Oh yeah, you're a nice fish. Chill, mate, chill. There we go. super nice fish. 60 centimeters, really hard to get hold in this because the weather is really horrible, but beautiful. Again, I love these tides, man. Come on, let's get you back, girl. Now, how many of you take note of your sessions after you've been fishing? This is something that I've regularly done over the years, making sure I fill out as much information as possible. This year, 2024, I've got this little book filled out, but I've been running this back, as you can see, from 2023, 2022, and so on. Comparing notes, comparing months, just to see where the fish could be, and that's why I've got to this week with this moon phase and these tides and catching fish. One massive tip that I always say to people is write down your stuff. It doesn't matter if you blank, write down where you've been, the wind, the tide, the weather, what was present, the water clarity, all of that, and tie it into one, tie it all together for your next session, the next month, the next year. And you will start to build a pattern and you will start to catch more fish. But until next time, go hard, fish hard, always smile and enjoy your fishing, just like I have this week. Let's go.